Hey guys, welcome to Get Busy Watching. I'm your host, Honest Dan. Let's talk movies.
Feeling. The Force brought us together. We're not alone. Good people will fight if we lead them.
People keep telling me they know me. No one does.
But I do. What are you doing there, 3PO?
Taking one last look, sir. At my friends.
The Force will be with you.
Always.
Oh man, this is going to be rough. On the whole, I was entertained, I walked away satisfied, and I liked more than a few choices, but there's no denying that this movie has some serious flaws, and the disappointment felt by many is totally justified. It's going to be spoiler free, but bear a few things in mind. If you're the kind of person, like me, and you want to go in completely blind and don't want any information given, turn back now, because I will be talking about the main plot of the story. And this is information that the trailers do not give away. So I want to give everyone that heads up. But if you don't mind that stuff, then keep watching. Also, I'm not giving away any, important information. I'm not giving away twists or anything. So you don't have to worry about that. With that in mind, let's carry on. Quite frankly, the story's a bit jumbled. It opens up on telling us that Kylo Ren and the Resistance are looking for something. I don't even remember the in-universe reason why they're looking for this thing. What they're looking for is essentially a long-lost planet of the Sith. And Luke Skywalker was looking for it, even though this information is not made privy to us in the previous two films. And he just gave up looking. Who knows what's going on there? Basically, what's there is Emperor Palpatine. This is what kicks off the entire story. Again, we're 5 minutes into the movie, people. This revelation is not a spoiler, really. It's in the first 5 minutes. Palpatine semi-teams up with Kylo Ren. He raises an impossibly large fleet of Star Destroyers from the ground, which admittedly was pretty friggin' cool. And all with the intent of invading and destroying what's left of the Resistance. Why exactly he's waiting to send that fleet out, I don't think there was ever an explanation for that. Something about finding Rey, but that has nothing to do with the fleet itself, at least not as far as I was aware of. I mean, Palpatine could have just sent out a few warships, held a planet hostage, demand that Rey surrender herself, and just speed up this process in general. Also, some highly unsatisfying information dump involving Snoke. Palpatine made him. Yeah. Petri dish, giant incubator made him. It's weird and not satisfying. Sadly, you'll have to get used to that. Although now that I'm thinking about it, it feels like all the stuff that's unsatisfying are answers to questions that are ultimately not all that important. How did Maz Kanata get Luke's saber? We never learn it. Was there really an answer we could have gotten that would have changed the face of this movie? I doubt it. Even if there was, really? Maz getting Luke's saber is what did that in? Doesn't that feel a little lame? Do we learn anything more about the Knights of Ren? Nope. They do nothing in the movie. I even got a hell of a laugh when I realized that the Stormtroopers were more threatening than the Knights of Ren in this movie. Because at least the Stormtroopers blow up this speeder that our heroes are on. I mean, our heroes are fine. They don't suffer a single scratch when Stormtroopers have suffered similar destructive vehicles and they die from that. But it's technically more than what the Knights of Ren do. But it must be stated, Palpatine is the best part of this movie. His intro is creepy. His presence, it's powerful. And Ian McDiarmid, I don't think I'm pronouncing that man's last name correctly, hasn't missed a beat. Welcome back, dude. We missed you. But in any case, because he's so good, that's the reason why, or a big reason, why I can't hate this movie. Moving on, we meet up with Lando. He doesn't do much, though his presence is pretty nice, although he could have had a much better line. Give all my love to Leia. Dude, we all love Carrie Fisher, but the way you say it makes it sound pervy. There's a scene where Rey heals a giant snake. Doesn't amount to much other than showing us that she's got some new Jedi powers under her sleeve, which are admittedly pretty cool. This even applies to a specific dark side power that she accidentally uses. That was properly shocking. By the way, the movie tries to kill Chewie. Don't worry, he's fine 2 minutes later. No one cares. Moving on. The movie tries to introduce the idea that the Resistance has a mole in the First Order. This amounts to nothing because once this character is revealed, this character dies in the very next scene. No one cares. Moving on. This happens so many times in the movie. Something happens. No one cares. Moving on. This movie has zero emotional impact, and that's the biggest downer. I wanted to leave this movie crying, but I never did at any point in my experience watching this. I mean, I sure cheered enough, but for fanboy reasons, not because there was legit reason for me to cheer. So with that in mind, do I think that this is the worst of the Star Wars movies? Honestly, there's probably a strong argument that it's one of the messiest and least focused. But the worst? Oh, that's really hard to say. At worst, I'm annoyed or frustrated, but nothing in this movie made me mad per se. The cringeworthy dialogue between Anakin and Padme and clones made me mad. Luke complaining that Yoda wanted the impossible during his training on Dagobah and Empire frustrated me. And let's not forget the travesty that was the animated Clone Wars movie. The TV show may have been good, but the movie that started it was abysmal. So I can't say there's anything like that in Skywalker. Actually, I take that back. In like the last 20 some odd minutes, I disagreed with everything that was happening. But they don't really serve a higher purpose, unlike the aforementioned scenes that I just described. So why am I not mad with this movie? I guess I've grown not to take Disney's word for it, that their newly expanded universe is law. Undoing all the great stories that came from New Hope to Revenge, those expanded stories are just too great to erase. Come on, Disney. I don't care if you don't acknowledge Knights of the Old Republic, but I do. You can't make me believe that your stories are better than what we've already been given. Y'all should have rolled with what was already gift-wrapped instead of having the audacity to retcon everything that fans have loved for decades. Make no mistake, not everything was considered canon in the expanded universe either, but what fans loved stayed with us anyway. Now don't get me wrong, I truly love Force Awakens, and I liked Last Jedi enough, and I like this movie enough to not hate it, but even I can admit, Last Jedi, definitely Skywalker, everything derailed. This story as a whole is not good. Y'all flew too close to the sun, and now you have burning wings. Regardless of that, I discard the majority of this trilogy. I still have the movies that I love, the games, the comics, the books. You can't take that away from me. Slap on your episode 9s and 8s all you want, but I know what I like, and I know what I prefer. Last Jedi and Skywalker weren't devoid of good ideas and moments, but there is a clear and fundamental misunderstanding of what Star Wars fans truly enjoyed about George Lucas's original creations, with only the Disney discarded material actually doing the license justice. But I mean, keep trying. If Disney keeps failing, and they have been, let's face it, I'm just going to keep reminding myself that there is better material out there that's timeless and wonderful. I mean, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order came out recently. This is a much better Star Wars experience. I'm sure this movie will have its fans, and that's wonderful. Diverse opinions are what make us great. I respect those who like this movie, and I respect those that do not. Good luck to this franchise moving forward. I'm sure I'll see them as they roll out. But if this latest movie is anything to go by, I'm not holding out for any particular kind of hope that we're going to see anything on the level of the original trilogy, or even the expanded universe that Disney has discarded. My honest rating for Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, a 3 out of 5. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Hope to see you soon.